Okay, everyone, so the last video I put out was these little granny squares, which I mentioned in the video that I will be doing a table centerpiece runner, and you have to prepare the 8 squares before you start the base, because once the base is complete, then we start adding the squares in as we go without cutting the thread. So I will leave the link below in the description box or in the comment section for the granny squares, so you can create it. Very simple, very fast going, and that's what we're going to do. So I'll be using the base white, and most probably I'll be using also some of this terracotta one. I'm not sure yet, but I'll see as I go. Okay, so thank you so much for being here, and thank you if you are a subscriber and supporting the channel and giving those thumbs up, and if you're not, I hope you will be. So we are going to do the slip stitch knot. I'm using a 4-ply 100% cotton thread and 2.7 hook. These threads are similar to Aunt Lydia number 3, cotton. Aunt Lydia number 3 is a little bit thicker, so your pattern becomes a bit bigger, okay? I'm going to do a chain stitch of 23 chain, okay? So 1, 2, 3, 4. And before I even forget, this creation is one of my favorite girls, mndcrochet Crochet. Absolutely love her styles. It's so similar to mine, and I thought for sure you guys would love this because it's a beautiful piece. And so thank you so much, Vanya. I will leave in the description box below. Hopefully I can remember her channel. You guys can go and check her out. She's absolutely amazing. She's from Brazil, so you will have to put your preferred language on the settings on the video if you want to watch her videos. Okay, so 23 chain stitch. And I'll meet you once I've completed. So I've done my 23 chain stitch. Now I'm going to come back to my 7th. A little feathers everywhere from feather carpets, I guess. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on my 7th. Double crochet into the next one, and I'm grabbing the 2 loops right in the center so it does not curve like a U shape, and into the next one. So now I have 3 double crochet group. Okay, I'm going to do 1 chain, skipping a stitch into the next one, creating a group again of 3 double crochet, 1 per stitch into the next one, and again 1 chain, skip a stitch into the next one. So we're building these little groups. I'll meet you at the end and tell you how many groups I have. Okay, everyone. So we started with a little block at the beginning. We have 4 groups of 3 double crochet, 1 chain space, and skip a stitch. And we end with a little block. This foundation will alternate. We'll have a row of these and a row of double crochets. So I'm going to go up 1, 2, 3 chain. I'm going to turn, and this row will be all double crochet, but I'm grabbing back loops only to get the effect of the design. 1 per stitch. So that means you should have 1 inside of that block, and then of course 1 on top of the double crochets from the previous row. So 1 per stitch. I'm going to continue to do that all the way to the end. So I have one more at the end. I will be having 19 double crochets. So I'm going to grab that second chain here from where we did the turnover so it can have more of a straight line. Now we're going to do chain 3. 1, 2, 3. Turn around. We're going to skip this first stitch and come on the second one. Now this row is going to be all double crochets. Difference is we'll have a little block at the beginning and a little block at the end. So you should have 15 double crochets using those back loops. If you don't want to use back loops, you can go ahead right through it. It gives it a different effect using those back loops. So 15 double crochets. So I've done my 15 double crochet, one chain, and I'm coming in the last, and I'm going just right over because we'll be working on the sides anyway. Okay, and then 1, 2, 3, turn around, coming in, double crochet. From here on, we're going to keep alternating, doing one row of the 15 double crochets and the little block, and one row of the 19 double crochets. So we're going to continue to do that. One row of 19, one row of 15, and the little block until we achieve 8. I think it's 8, I'm not sure. Let me just confirm. Yes, 8 rows with these blocks. I'm not counting this one. So 1, 2, the next one will be the third row. We must have 8 blocks on these rows, okay, in order for us to complete. So one row of these 15 double crochets, one row of the 19 with the 2 little blocks on each side of that row. Can't miss that where we have the little block, because if you miss it, it's going to go sideways your pattern. So you got to make sure, if you need to recount each time you do this row, then go ahead, in order for you not to have it all crooked, because you can't be missing that double crochet. And my stitch is so tight, of course. Let me just try to bring that in again. Trying to grab it from here. Okay. So we know that the next row will be a row of block. So you could turn around or do your 3 chain going up. It's not going to make any difference. 1, 2, 3, and 1 for space. Skip a stitch into the next one. Now we're going to do the 15 double crochets, always alternating your rows. So you know that the next row will be 19 double crochets. One chain, just going to grab it here, and double crochet. So next row we're going to be doing all double crochets. Now so far we have 3 blocks, 1, 2, 3. We need 8. I'll come back to you once I have completed my 8, and I will be doing a row. After I do the 8 blocks, I'll be doing a row of double crochets. So I'll meet you there at the end once I've completed. Okay everyone, so pretty much finished my 8 little squares. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And I've done a row of double crochet. So in total we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 rows total. Now I'm going to do chain 20. And don't tighten it. If you have to use a hook size bigger, then go ahead. Okay. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Like that. Okay. We're going to turn around. And we're going to come on our 7th chain. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. On my 7th, I'm doing a double crochet. We're going to build those groups of 3 again. So 1 per stitch. One chain, skip a stitch into the next one, building those groups of 3 again. One chain, skip a stitch into the next one. One chain, skip a stitch into the next one. We should have 4 groups on this 20 chain. Your last double crochet should be right on top of that first double crochet of the motif here. So we've done 20 chain, went on the 7th, turned around, went on the 7th, did the 3 double crochets, 1 per stitch, 1 chain space in between them. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 chain, skip a stitch, grabbing those back loops into the next. So now we're going to be doing, so we did the 4 little blocks here. Here we're going to be doing those 15 double crochets like we've done here. Remember, there's always like a row and then block, a row and then block. Okay, using those back loops, doing those 15 double crochets. So basically we're just returning to do what we've done here. A row of double crochet, of the 19, but in this case, we'll have 35 on the next row of double crochet, okay? Obviously, because we just extended. Remembering to do one chain, skip a stitch, and into the very last one. So you should have your 15 double crochets there again. And then 1, 2, 3 for double crochet, 1 inside of that one chain space, and 1 per stitch. You should have a total of 35 double crochets. At the end, we're also doing, of course, on that one chain, double crochet and 1 on top. Okay, so I'll meet you at the end. Okay, you guys, so I've done my 35 double crochets. Now we're going to return creating the one little block at the beginning and one at the end. So one, two, three, four. Skip that first one, going to the second. I'm using back loops only. So I'll meet you at the end. Hey everyone, so completed my row. I have 31 double crochet because we have the first little square here and the first square here. Now we're going to repeat the 35 double crochets, and it's going to rotate like this, exactly how we did here. A row of double crochet, a row with the little blocks, a row of double crochet, a row with the blocks. So 1, 2, 3, coming in again in that one chain space, using those back loops, and continuing to do double crochet all the way to the end. So we know the next row will be the 31 double crochet. That means we should have a block at the beginning and a block at the end of the row. I'm going to proceed and continue to do back and forth for 23 rows. Okay? So here would be 1, 2, 3 rows already. So I'm going to continue to do until I have 23 rows, always alternating back and forth on the 35 double crochets and the 31 double crochet. I'll meet you at the end once I have completed, and then I'll explain to you if you want to go bigger on the centerpiece, what you need to do. Okay, everyone, so pretty much did my 23 rows. Now, these 23 rows, I've counted not from the ones we have the group. I've counted from the ones we did a double crochet. But if we're going to count the little squares, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 squares. Okay. Now here, so basically it's like if you want to count from this one here, from the groups, so it's 24 rows. Okay. Now we're going to do a 20 chain stitch. But we need to loosen up our chains. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. Okay. Basically what we're doing here is the same thing that we have here. So we're going to be working like this. Another thing that I want to mention, if you want this centerpiece, because this is a sample, I'm not going to go bigger. But if you want the centerpiece to be bigger here, then you keep adding by 4 rows, okay? So basically, you'll have 2 extra blocks on it, okay? 1, 2, 3, and then 4 with the last one, okay? So now I've turned around. I'm going to do 1, 2, 3 for double crochet, 1 for turning. Skip a stitch into the next one. We're going to do a sequence of 15 double crochets with that little block on the beginning. Exactly how we did down here. So basically we're doing this row here. Okay, so then we can add this other part. So I have 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 15. 1 chain, skip a stitch into the next one. We're going to create those groups of 3 double crochet. 1 chain, skip a stitch into the next one. 3 double crochet. 1 chain, skip a stitch into the next one. 1, 2, 3. 1 chain, skip a stitch into the next one. 1, 2, and 3. So now we have those 4 groups of 3 double crochet exactly how we have here. So we're going to do 1 chain, and we're going to do our last double crochet to have that little block. Now we're going to cut our thread, and we're going to have to start here on this side. So tuck in your loose ends. And like I mentioned, you want to go bigger here. Just keep adding by 4 rows. Okay, so I've cut in my loose ends. I've turned my pattern. As you can see, now the squares are on this side. We're going to be working on this double crochet here, the last one of the group here, and we're going to be doing 19 double crochets, exactly how we have over on the other side. I'm going to do the fake double crochet, as we call it, so it's not as noticeable as a line. Grabbing those back loops, double crochet into the next one, tucking in that loose end, double crochet, into the next one. So don't forget, one goes inside of that 1 chain space, and again. Now, because this is a sample for you guys, I'm making a small one, but like I said, adding 4 rows at a time. You can go the length, you can go way bigger as a runner. Okay. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. What am I missing here? It's supposed to be 19. Oh, because I missed this one here. Okay. So anyway, I'm just going to go back and do it. We can't miss any. Okay, everyone. So I went back to correct it because I had missed that one in there. Chain 3. 1, 2, 3. So we have the 19 double crochets, exactly how we did at the beginning of the pattern. 3 plus 1 more for turning. Skip a stitch into the next one. Now we're going to be doing the 15 double crochets. Remember, we had a row of 19, a row of 15 because of the loops at the beginning and at the end. Two, 4, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. One chain. That leaves us one to skip and into my very last one here, creating that little box. I don't want to grab only one thread there because it pulls. Okay, and then again, 1, 2, 3, turn around, come into that one chain and do your 19 double crochets. So basically repeating what we did at the beginning of the pattern. So now it's just going to be a back and forth exactly how we did here on this one. A row of 19, a row of 15 with the 2 blocks. Okay, so I'm going to continue to do mine. So basically at this point we are on the so we are on here. So we've done 1, 2, 3 rows. Okay, we've done 3 rows. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 rows. And then this is the 13, but I'll come back to you after I complete the rest of the 12 rows here. Okay? Okay, everyone. So I pretty much done this side also. Now, if you realize, we have from here exactly how we had here. Remember, we counted the 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 little blocks, and then we have 1 row of just double crochets before we did this one, right? So again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and the row of blocks. Now we're going to turn around, or you can do your 4 chain, 3 for double crochet, and 1 for turning. Skip a stitch into the next one, back loops only, always. Creating those groups of 3, exactly how we started off. 1 chain, skip a stitch into the next one. So we should have our 4 groups of 3 double crochet here. Skip a stitch into the next one. 1, 2, and 3. 1 chain, skip a stitch into the next one. 1, 2, and 3. So now we have our 4 blocks of 3 double crochet. 1 chain coming into that very last one, doing that little block at the beginning and the block at the end, and 4 groups of 3 in the center. We're going to cut our thread now, tuck in the loose end, because we're going to start adding the grannies. Just going to tuck it in here because we're going to be working afterwards on the sides here. One way to protect from anything coming out. Okay, so now we're just going to pull that up. Here I just want to mention, when you have something like this that has that slip stitch knot, it doesn't look pretty. We don't want anything thick on there. So just undo that and you can pretty much hide your thread through these loops back here. I hope I wasn't off camera. Through these chains that we have here. So now we're going to be grabbing the little granny squares. So we're going to be adding 3 on here. Okay. We'll be adding 3 grannies on here. Like that. Of course, we got the other ones. And then we'll be adding 2 on here afterwards. Actually, it's not 3. 3. Yes, I'm sorry. I don't know what I was thinking. So we'll be adding 4 on each side. This is going to go on here like that, but because we still have to add them and add those rows, you know, it looks, probably can't see it because I'm too off camera here. But that's going to go like that. Okay. So where we have these 2 chain loops, I'm going to work inside of this one. We'll be creating 3 double crochet. I'm going to hide my thread as I go. I decided to take it down a bit. I think it's, instead of going over like this and doing your slip stitch, we're going to do it coming from the bottom in. Okay. So in other words, instead of going this way, we're going to go this way. I think it looks less visible. Sometimes just little techniques that you have to look into, because I don't want it to look like it's a single that we've done there. It will be more visible. Okay. Again, going into the next one from the top out or into the bottom, slip stitch, 1 chain. You can do the other way as I was doing, but I think here it's less thicker, less visible. Into the last one. So from the top to the bottom. Camera's in my face. I can't even see anything. Oh my goodness. Like that. And then your shell. One chain. Coming into that corner one as I mentioned. So coming in from the top. Like that. Grab your thread. Slip stitch, 1 chain, back in to the shell. Now into this little side here, again, coming from the top, slip stitch, 1 chain into the next one. Into the next little block. Into the next block, 1 chain, going into the corner shell, 1 chain, slip stitch, 1 chain, continue your shell, 1 chain, go into the next one. I think it looks much nicer that way. Okay, and then continue. We're going to add the next granny square into the next loop. So 1 chain space. So we're working on those little 2 loops on the petals there. 1 chain, 1, 2, and 3. Grabbing another square. So we're only going to complete that once we've added them all in. I'm going to do a 2 chain, coming on the next square, and doing 3 double crochet only. 1, 2, and 3. And then coming again directly into that first space, right? Slip stitch, 1 chain, and into the next space. 1, 2, and 3. Into the next one, slip stitch, 1 chain, 1, 2, and 3. Oh, I skipped one. Okay, I have that one there to do. I don't know why I didn't see that, but anyway, no biggie, right? So we got to come in this very first one. Kind of hard for me to see. So into that very first one, 1 chain, and again 3 double crochet. Into the next one, 1 slip stitch, 1 chain, and into the next one with 3 double crochet. Into the very last one, slip stitch, 1 chain, coming in the shell, one chain, so we're going to unite exactly where we have the one here, where we had united, that very first granny. Okay, slip stitch, 1 chain, come back in, and then into the next one. Slip stitch, 1 chain into the next space. One chain into the shell. One chain. We do have this very last one at the corner. Slip stitch, 1 chain, come back in. One chain, complete this side again. And 3 double crochets only. So again, doing only those 3 double crochets because once we come around, we'll complete this side. Now we're going to add the next granny square. So coming into the next one, 3 double crochets only into that first one chain into the next one. One chain, 3 double crochets. Oh, I did not. Not 1 chain, sorry. My mind, sometimes people, you gotta forgive me. It's just so much stitching. Slip stitch, 1 chain, and again. I don't know what I was thinking. It happens, my friends. It's just the way it is. Slip stitch, 1 chain into that corner. One chain. I'm going to add on the same, not this way. We have to do it from under. This way. 1 chain. And then come back in. Fill your shell. 1 chain, 3 double crochet. I'm at the corner, 3 double crochet, okay, and grabbing my 4th one. So we're doing 1 chain, doing the 3 double crochets, coming in that first space, slip stitch, 1 chain, so now it's just a repeat, right? So basically, my friends, you're connecting the last one. We'll be doing the same thing on the other side, exactly how we did here. So we're going to be doing that, and we're going to connect on the same little square here where we've connected these two. We're also going to connect this corner here and then continue until the last one, and I'll meet you there. Okay, everyone, so show you this way, probably better. So we started adding here. Well, we started the 3 double crochets here. We added here, went into the corner, came down, came this way, added the next one, 3 double crochets only, 2 chain, and then started again adding here. Came down, came through here, added here, came down, came all the way down, started adding on our way back up. Actually, I would like this to be a little bit more close. So I've added here, but I think I'm going to add right there just so we can make a little bit more connection, right? Okay, so we can go directly on here. So I have my 1 chain, just so we can stay more firm together. You only look at these things when you're off camera, really. And I only saw it now as I laid it down. Okay, so into the next one. Okay, and then we're just, once we add here at the corner, the shell, okay, we're going to continue through here until we meet here where we started. So we're just going to complete the shells with 3 double crochet, 1 chain space. Okay, here you know it's the shell and then going to the, but I'll meet you here just to make sure you guys understood. Okay, I'm just going to complete the rest of the attachment with the shell. I'm going to do my 3 double crochets, 1 chain, shell, 3 double crochets, 1 chain, shell. I'm going to come here and show you. Okay, you guys. So here we're going to do 1 chain only. We're going to come in between here and do a single and then come back in. Actually, not come back in. A single, 1 chain, and the same thing on this side. So we did the 3 double crochet, 1 chain, single in the center, 1 chain, and the 3 double crochet. That's all there is to it. 1 chain. Doing the 3 double crochets. 1 chain. Now at the corner I've done 2 chain. Okay. Here I didn't do a 2 chain because this single is like having the 2 chain either side. Okay. So I'll meet you here where we have started. Okay, everyone. So I had pretty much finished doing this side and I advanced, did exactly the same thing to this side by adding the granny squares exactly the same way. And then I've cut in my thread. Once you've completed, you know, adding the granny squares, you cut your thread and you restart here. So now this time we're not cutting our thread. We're going to do a row of the white all the way around. Okay. So here we're going to close in I'm not going to do one chain. I'm just going to close in as a single. Okay. Of course, my stitch is always so tight. So I'm going to come in and I'm going to do a single here. That would be like the one chain. And then I'm going to come back in and create those blocks of 3 double crochet again. This whole row all the way around will be blocks of 3 double crochet and 1 chain into the next one. So if you need to rewind the video to add the granny squares in, then go ahead. And if you already know how, well, you don't have to. When we come to the in-between squares, we're going to do 1 double crochet inside of this 2 chain we did. We're going to do 1 double crochet in the center here, where we did that single or the slip stitch, and then 1 inside of that little square. So we have that 3 double crochet thing. 1 chain coming directly into the next little square, creating the 3 double crochets. 1 chain, and we're going to do this all the way around, then cut our thread and come in with a different color. So always skipping 1 row, going into those little blocks that we did. So make sure that when you are adding those granny squares, you have the same amount of rows on both sides the same way. Remember, we needed to have those 8 square little blocks here. Well, the same thing, right? I believe it was 8. I can't remember now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yes, and then 9 would be at the corner. So on both sides, you got to make sure it's the same thing, or else you're going to have a hard time adding them up. Okay, so as far as the corner, it's just shell, 3 double crochet, 2 chain, and 3 double crochet. We're continuing with the shell, then going directly into the next one with 1 chain, and doing the 3 double crochets. 1 chain, 3 double crochets, 1 chain, 3 double crochets, 1 chain, 1 double crochet. Remember on the connection, 1 double crochet in the center, and 1 inside of the next shell. So 1, 1, 1. You'll have your group exactly how we did here. We did 1 inside, 1 on that single, or that slip stitch, whatever I can't remember now. It's too much stitching, and 1 inside, okay? So I'm going to do my row, and then I'll meet you at the end, okay? Okay, everyone. Pretty much finished my row of the 3 double crochet blocks all the way around. Here we have the shell, 3 double crochet on the 4 corners, 2 chain, and 3 double crochet. I'm coming in now with the terracotta color. I'm going to do that fake double crochet, as we call it. You can do your 3 chain up for your double crochet as you used to. So 1, 2, try to hide this thread as I go. 3, 4, and 5 double crochets. I'm going to come on that very first one that we did. I'm going to grab the smaller hook because my first one is always the hardest to get through. And pull through with slip stitch. So slip stitch, so that would be already 1, 2, 3, 4 chain into the next one, doing those 5 double crochets. So we're building popcorn stitch all the way around. 4, 5. Come in that first one. 1, 2, 3, 4 chain into the next one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4 chain. That's included with that slip stitch already, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now at the 4 corners, we're going to do 2 popcorn because we're turning corner. So doing the 5 double crochets. And this time only on the corners, we're doing an 8 chain. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Coming back in that shell and doing 5 more for the second popcorn. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. And just continue that way. So you know that the 4 corners will be the 2 popcorns and 8 chain in between the popcorns. 4 chain on all the rest of the pattern all the way around. So that's what it's going to look like. And we're going to do completely all the way around. So I'll meet you at the end. Okay, everyone. So I've closed in with slip stitch on that very first popcorn. Now we're going to do 3 rows exactly the same way we're going to do now. So coming into that space after my slip stitch, single 2 chain, creating those groups of 3 double crochet again, 1 chain into the next one, 3 double crochet. So we're basically repeating what we've done previously on this row here with the 3 double crochets, 1 chain space into the next one. At the corners, we'll be doing the shell, 1 chain into the next one, 3 double crochet, 1 chain. Here we're doing the shell of 3 double crochet and 4 chain. 1, 2, 3, 4. Only at the corners we're doing the 4 chain. One chain into the next one. Continuing with the 3 double crochets. So we're going to have a total of 3 rows. This is my first row. And I'm going to add 2 more rows after this. 4 chain on the corners and 1 chain space in between them. I'll meet you at the end of my 3rd row of the 3 double crochets. So this is row 1 of the 3 double crochets. I'm going to do a next one and another one. Come back to you at the end of my 3rd row. Okay, everybody, so I've done my 3 rows of group of 3s and the shell in the corner with 3 double crochet, 4 chain, and 3 double crochet. Now I'm coming in with that forest green, and this time you can start anywhere actually. This time I'm going to use back loops only. and doing double crochet 1 per stitch. And where we have that 1 chain space, we're going to do 1 double crochet. You can use front loops if you want. You can go right over. I think it gives it a nice little charm using it this way, since especially we're changing colors. So using those back loops, 1 double crochet per stitch and 1 inside of that chain space. And then the corner we'll be doing, we have 4 chain there on the corner. We have 4 chain, we'll be doing 2 double crochet inside of the 2 chain, 4 chain and 2 more double crochet, and that will be our shell. Now reach the corner, doing 1 inside of the chain, into the next chain. So 2 double crochet, 1, 2, 3, 4, coming into the next chain, double crochet and into the next one. So all 4 corners will be that way, and then 1 per stitch. So I'll meet you at the end of my row. Okay, everyone, so pretty much finished all my double crochets. Coming into the next, after closing with slip stitch, singles. So this row is going to be all about singles, all the way around, 1 per stitch. And then at the corners, we're doing 2 singles, 3 chain, and 2 singles again. So getting into that 4 chain, 2 singles, 1, 2, 3 chain, coming back in, single and single. And then again 1 per stitch. We're going to repeat this all the way around the same way. Okay, so 2 singles, 3 chain, 2 singles on all 4 corners. I'll meet you at the end. Okay, everyone, so I've closed in with slip stitch. Now I want to start at the corner, so I'm just going to do slip stitch until I get to the corner, or you can cut your thread and just start there. So I'm just going to, and I'm not tightening it because I don't want it to pull, so I'm just going to slip stitch my way through. But like I said, you can cut your thread and start at the shell. Just going to go through the 3 chains here with slip stitch. And I'm going to start on this first single. I'm going to do a single 2 chain, my first double crochet, into the next one, double crochet, and into the next one. 1, 2, 3 chain. I'm going to skip 1, 2 into the third one. Single, 1, 2, 3 chain, skip 1, 2 into the third one, and do 3 double crochets. This is how we're going to be working on this row. Chain 3, skip 1, 2 into the third one, single, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 3 double crochets. We'll complete when we get here. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, single into the third one, skip 1, 2 into the third one, okay. So I've come to the corner, and now I'm going to do 1, 2, 3. So you're landing on those last singles that are in that chain, coming in the center of that 3 chain with single. 1, 2, 3, and coming in that first single again with the 3 double crochets, 1 per stitch. Chain 3, skip 1, 2 into the third one, and this is how we're going to repeat all the way around. 1, 2 into the third one, and create those 3 double crochet. Okay, so I'll meet you at the end. Okay, everyone, so I've reached the end, closed in with slip stitch. I'm going to come back in that same loop we just did at the corner with a single. This row will be all about loops. 1, 2, 3. Coming right in here, single. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Coming close to that double crochet inside of that loop. Okay. And single. 1, 2, 3. So always like this. The only difference is going to be an 8 chain at the corners. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Into the next loop with single. 1, 2, 3. Single. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Single. 1, 2, 3. So all about loops all the way around. So I'm reaching the edge, the corner where we have the shell. 1, 2, 3, coming in that first. Okay, everyone, so we're reaching the corner. The corner is going to be a little bit different, so all 4 corners will be the same way. So I've done my loop here with a single. I'm going to do 1, 2, 3 chain. I'm coming in that first loop at the corner with a single. Now I'm going to do an 8 chain. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 chain. I'm going to come into that single and I'm going to do 8 double crochet. So we're going to have this loop like that. And then I'm coming directly into the next loop with the single. So all 4 corners will be this way. A single, 8 chain, come into that single with double crochet, and then a single on the next loop, and then continue again with the 3 chains. 1, 2, 3, single. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so only the corners will be that way with the loop. I'll meet you at the end. Okay, everyone, finished my row, coming in with the white. We're almost done. You can start pretty much anywhere. I'm just going to start here, just right after the corner. Inside of these 5 chains, and all 5 chains, we're going to be doing 8 double crochets. I'm going to try to hide my thread as I go. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 double crochets, 1 chain, coming into the next 5 chains. So we're not working on this 3 chain, okay, only on the 5 chains. 8 double crochets again. So all the 5 chains will have 8 double crochets, and the corners will have 12 double crochets, all 4 corners. So 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 1 chain into the next 5 chains. So we're skipping that 3 chain we have here, okay? So I'll meet you at the corner just to make sure you understood. Okay, everyone, reaching the corner. So it's no different than what we've been doing. So I've done my 1 chain. Now I'm going to come in that 8 chain loop and do 12 double crochets. One chain, go into that 5 chain again and continue with the 8 double crochets. Okay, so that's pretty much what it's going to be all the way around. And then I'm cutting my thread and coming back in with the green. So I'll meet you at the end. Okay, everyone, so finished all the way around. I'm coming in with the green. This is the last row. You can start anywhere. So you remember that just give me a second here. So we're going to do that artificial, or the fake, not the artificial, the fake. You can start anywhere. So we left behind those 3 chains, remember? We're going to work on them with the poof stitch, doing 5, and I'm grabbing the white as I'm going. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I'm going to come in that first one, not the poof stitch, the popcorn. I don't know what I was thinking. And close it in. Just going to cut this extra thread that I don't need. So tighten it up pretty much. I'm going to come in that first double crochet with half. So we're going to be doing half double crochets in that back chain, back loops, I should say. And this is how it's going to be all the way around. And we're pretty much done with it, like that. Okay, you guys, so picking up where I left off, there's never a dull moment here. So coming in, doing half, and then half, back loops. And then where we have that 3 chain, we're doing the popcorn stitch, or you can do the poof. It's up to you. I mentioned poof at the beginning by mistake, but you can do it. I think it looks pretty also. So 5 double crochets, then you'd come on that first one and close it in tight. We don't want any loosage. And then again, coming in that first double crochet on back loops and doing half. And this is all to it all the way around. It's a gorgeous pattern. I was sure you guys would absolutely love it. If I'm not mistaken, I think she came out also with an oval one. I might do it, I'm not sure yet, but it's also a beautiful pattern. So coming in, 1, grabbing those 2 loops, the white and the green, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I will leave a little video at the end once I'm completed with it on the table. And the measurements will be below in the description box and how much thread was used. So I hope, oh my goodness, guys, I'm so tired. I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial, and thank you so much for being here. And please don't forget on your way out, if you have not yet, give it those thumbs up. It's extremely important. And of course, if you have not subscribed, it's just a click away. These tutorials are free. It costs you absolutely nothing to help, to show your love back and support to the creator, so we can continue bring out these beautiful patterns for you guys. Luz Vanya, thank you so much for this beautiful pattern. God bless you, and God bless every single one of you. And that's about it for this tutorial, right? And this is what it's going to look like. It's absolutely stunning. So I'll see you in the next tutorial, everyone. Take care of yourselves and each other. Bye-bye.